big round of applause, and this is Andrew's thinking that we need to open umpires, okay? And hopefully next year at some point, and women cricketers on the ground also. Okay? Okay. So great initiative. And one thing I'm very proud of from a Bengal Heritage Foundation perspective is we covered Tita Sadhu before she became a lady. Okay? So
তোমার ওয়েদারের জন্য ওয়েদার
but we covered her even before she became a beginning. Okay? And she did some big exploits against West Indies in this last series. There you go. There you go. And obviously another big role cricketer, P.T. Sharma, he's doing wonderfully. But let's go across now.
এই তিন ঘুরাবো একটু ক্লোজ আর হবে না
great support from CAP and the officials. So really thankful to them.
হ্যাঁ বলো। হ্যাঁ চলে এসেছে।
Then 15 in the 10 minutes? Oh, 15 minutes. So you want to make it 25. So 10:25 is where we start the match.
কাকে রয়েছে এটা?
Can I just step into the scene for the ringing of the over there? And while you see there, Manesha will join me to do a pitch report. So we are looking at the pitch now. We are not exactly between class 3 and welcome to the pitch report for the Indo British Heritage Cup, the 5th edition, and the Eden Gardens. This is the pitch where we're going to play. Maybe unless I'll ask you your initial thoughts.
I can see some patches of green in the middle. There are a few cracks towards both
Right,
ends.
right.
I'm very fascinated
এখানে
by
পিচ নিয়ে বলো।
Casey's decision to both first. Maybe he wants to utilize some of the overall conditions initially. And maybe he saw some world-class bowlers in his strengths. As for the batting team, what's the target of you, Andrew? Right, it's pleasant weather, so spending 20 overs in the middle for the evening should not be an issue because you can see the breeze flowing across the iconic Indo Gardens. I think we have a good match on our hands. So well, and as every stick has already rolled on this great ball, a good ball should get the batting side concentrated in the vision and have their nose ahead in this competition. So game on.
Game on indeed. Let's go everyone to the ringing of the bell. Thank you. Now, the customary ringing of the bell before the match starts.
চলছে না, লাইনই অফ হয়ে আছে। আমি বললাম ঠিক আছে সকালে একটু দেখে যান। না 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 না
So, like every year, we are ready to the bell. And can I ask everybody? And if you can give me the honors. This is a very heavy bell and we need support.
And that marks
So all the prizes from the players here.
the 5th edition of
Can you
the
come up for the picture?
India and UK match. This is the 5th edition of the Indo-British Heritage Cup, live from the Eden Gardens.
big round of applause from everyone, please. Going on to the field, please give a round of applause for the team members, for the players. Mr. Soren will be one of our other commentators for the day. So Shubhankar will also join us for the commentary along with his movie manager.
So now the serious part of the business gets going. That is the reason why all of us are here. But as we get going, I want to take a moment to appreciate a few things. First of all, our sponsors, ICICI Bank, Nico Park, Adams University, Institute of Engineering and Management, Transworld, Tribeca Care, Creams. And a special mention to Coal India for the breakfast today morning. So thanks to all our sponsors for their support. And all I would request as we start the game on, please restrict the movement around the side screens. You know we have very professional players. Okay, so we don't want any challenges, any movement around the side screens. And you know, the India in UK team is fielding and is on the ground. And we have two batsmen from UK and India ready to go. Opening batsmen are Abhijit and Nadir. And then few important things. For the first time, we have the electronic scorecard on. The match is live on YouTube. So this is being streamed and people can watch from anywhere in the world. Okay. And it is also on Facebook. Okay. So there's multiple ways you can not be in the gardens. You can follow this game. This is as important.
We welcome you to the 5th edition of the Indo-British Heritage Cup, live here today from the Eden Gardens in Calcutta. The two teams playing this match are India in UK and UK in India. Teams comprising of the British High Commission and the British Council versus the team from who have studied in the UK, Indians who have studied in the UK. So the toss was won by India and UK and decided to field first. UK and India is being opened, the innings is being opened by Abhijit Sarkar and Nadir Khan. Kaushik Chatterjee is the captain and wicketkeeper for the UK and India team. Sorry, for the India and UK team. This should be an interesting match. The live broadcast of this event is brought to you by Vyana Sports. I'm your host and commentator today, Abhinav Khetri. This is the 5th edition of this match. Avijit Sarkar on strike, and Arjun Prakash, a young 18-year-old boy, will open the bowling. And the first ball has been bowled by Arjun Prakash. 2 runs for every wide ball for this match. Wide to start off. Arjun Prakash. Full pitch delivery and takes the outside edge and not really kept by the keeper there. Runs away towards third man. Let's wait for the umpire signal there. It's 1 by, sorry, no outside edge, but missed by the keeper. So 3 extras to start with. And this one will also be wide, and Kaushik doesn't get a hand on to that. And they've also taken 2 runs, so that will be 4 wides. So 7 runs already on the board. So the wide ball is counted and 2 runs are awarded. So 7 extras to start with in the first 3 balls. To save time, the wide balls are counted. Full pitch delivery, full toss, and just paddled away. Well fielded there by Arjun, no run. First dot ball. Arjun Prakash. And outside the off stump and kept well this time. Another dot ball. Arjun to Nadir. Played that with a straight bat. It was a full pitch delivery. Another dot ball. So that's the end of the first over. 7 for no loss. Both the batsmen not scoring any runs off the bat. So the second over will be starting shortly. Abhirup Biswas is the bowler. The other good bowler in the India and UK team is Vishesh Agarwal. The umpire telling the bowler to start the match, start the over. He was just warming up. So we have two lady umpires this time in this match. A great suggestion by the British Deputy High Commissioner, Mr. Fleming. Here's Abhirup Biswas, and a very interesting bowling action, and that was a wonderful delivery, well kept there by the wicketkeeper Kaushik. A dot ball to begin with. Let's see that again. He leans a bit too much to his left, and that ball came right into the batsman. He missed it completely, and well kept there. Abhirup Biswas with the second ball. Again, and this time outside the off stump and outside the wide line, and wide signal by the umpire. It's a very interesting bowling action. It's not usually seen. And that's a boundary. And 4 runs added there to the UK and India team. Abhirup is not too happy with that. Changing the field slightly. Abhirup again. And outside the off stump again, outside the wide line, wide signal by the umpire. So 2 runs are awarded for the wide and the ball is counted. So already 8 runs have come off this over. 7 had come off the previous over. So in a bid to save time, 2 runs being awarded for every wide and the ball is counted. Again outside the off stump, and again misfielded by the wicket keeper. That's running away towards the boundary, and that's 4 more, 4 by signaled. That ball keeping low and bouncing just in front of the keeper, who was unable to stop that. What a beautiful delivery that one. Not missing it this time at all. Let's have a look again at that. Slow run up. And a beautiful delivery comes from outside and bamboozles the batsman completely. And that's cleaned him up completely. End of 2 overs is 19 for 1. 8 runs coming of this over. Sorry, 12 runs coming of this over. 19 for 1 after 2. Arjun Prakash with the ball, charging in for the third over. And down the leg side, that will be a wide. And 2 more runs conceded. 2 more runs added to the UK team. Extras are the biggest contributor today. Of the 21 runs on board, 17 have come through extras. Outside the off stump again, and fishing for that. And they were looking for a wide, but I don't think the umpire was too keen. So that's a precious dot ball. Arjun Prakash. So after 2.2 overs, 21 for 1. Arjun coming in for this third delivery. Pitched beautifully and paddled away. If it had missed the bat, it would have definitely been out. Looked like a clean LBW if it had not touched the bat, but it took the bat and they've taken a quick single. Nadir Khan gets off the mark. His first run in 5 balls. Now, Debanjan Chakrabarti, who heads British Council, on strike now. Good posture, good stance. Let's see what Arjun has in store for him. A beautiful delivery and well kept there by KC. Extracting some bounce here. The young Arjun. Let's have a look again at that. Well pitched and getting some movement there. Straight into the chest of KC. Arjun again, charging in. Oh, another beautiful delivery. Well defended there. He is really extracting some pace here. Sorry, some bounce here. So very good over so far. 3 dot balls, 1 single and 1 wide. Just 3 runs coming off it. Last ball. Full pitch delivery and keeping low there. And stopped this time by KC. So end of 3 overs is 22 for 1. 17 extras contributing to the 22. And what a beautiful day for cricket here at the Eden Gardens. We have the High Court at one end, Ordnance Factory Board, and the High Court can be seen in this image behind the ground. Arjun Prakash going wicketless in his 2 overs. Abhirup Biswas coming in to bowl his second over. Nadir Khan will be on strike. He's batting on 1 of 5 balls. Oh, beautiful delivery. Came in sharply. Big appeal there. But I think it has... The impact was outside the off stump, so the umpire was not too keen. Abhirup having a chat. Yeah, let's see this again. Pitching outside and the impact was outside, so could not be given out. Let's the next ball. Another beautiful delivery. His action is actually making it very tough for the batsman because it pitches way outside and then comes in sharply, not giving Demanjan any scope to score. Vishesh Agarwal having a chat with Abhirup. Well fielded there in the gully region and no run taken. So 1 leg by and 2 dot balls in this over so far. A beautiful delivery outside the off stump, a swing and a miss, and well kept there by KC. Again, that ball came in sharply and they're trying to take a quick single. Great fielding there at point. Oh, another beautiful delivery and a swing and a miss. So well kept there. And that's the end of the over. A fantastic over. Only 2 runs coming off it. 1 by and 1 single. End of 4 overs is 24 for 1. Kritin Chatterjee is the new bowler. Left arm over the stumps. Oh, beautifully bowled, well pitched delivery there. A swing again. Debanjan. He scored just 1 run of his 8 balls. India and UK pulling the match back. Another beautiful delivery and edge towards the point region, and 1 run collected. They move on to 25. And that was outside the off stump and swung hard, and there'll be 4 runs in the cover region. A beautiful boundary there. The first by Nadir Khan. Moves on to 5 now. Can't give any room here. The batsman will not spare those. It was a bit short and wide. Had the same thing been on the stumps, it would have been very difficult to navigate that. Kritin again. And again it was outside the off stump, but just getting the toe end of the bat, and well fielded there by Kritin. So last ball of the over. It's 29 for 1 after 4.4. Sorry, 2 balls to go in the over. On the leg side this time, and played towards mid-on. Just the 1 run. A beautiful delivery up in the air. Well played, well bowled that one, and that should have been a wicket had the fielder been slightly inside. At the end of 5 overs, 31 for 1. Some great bowling here by India and UK. All the 3 bowlers have bowled quite well. Arjun Prakash, Kritin and Abhirup. Let's see who the next bowler will be. They do have Vishesh Agarwal in their ranks, but I think it's Abhirup continuing. Going to be bowling his 3rd over. Abhirup. A beautiful delivery. That must have been an inside edge. Another useful dot ball there. Well bowled there and played towards mid-on, fielded by Arjun Prakash. Abhirup again. And another good delivery and defended there. Had the ball moved slightly more, it would have been a cotton bowled. But Nadir Khan is lucky. Batting on 6 of 11. 32 for 1 after 5.3 overs. Again a straight bat shot to mid-on. Demanjan Chakrabarti batting on 4 of 12. Abhirup again. Full pitch delivery and Demanjan is very, very lucky there. Narrowly missing the stumps. Well kept there by KC. So 5 balls bowled. Just 2 runs off this over so far. Another full pitch. Oh, and that falls just short of. And that's a beautiful throw by Arjun Prakash. And even the batsman is appreciating it, who's run out Demanjan Chakrabarti. A great, great run out there by Arjun Prakash. And that's the second wicket to fall for UK in India. 33 for 2 after 6 overs. And some great fielding there by Arjun Prakash. Let's have a look again at that. Great pick, great throw, and on the stumps. And Arjun doesn't miss those. A great, great. Let's have a look again at that. Umpire coming into position, and it was a beautiful throw. And dismissing Demanjan. And second wicket to fall. Kritin again. One run taken there. The match is really slowed down now. The bowlers have really come back after a bit of a loose start with a lot of extras to start with. Saurav Pal Chaudhary is the new batsman. Nadir Khan on strike. Full pitch delivery, and that takes the bottom edge of the bat. And he is very lucky there was no fielder there. Vishesh Agarwal was slightly behind. And otherwise, it would have been another wicket. Nadir Khan has had a very, very lucky day. Better delivery on the stumps and will be fielded. A bit of a mix up there. The batsman had not reached the other end. After 6.3 overs is 36 for 2, with extras being the highest contributor. $18 extras. 50% of the score has come through extras. Kritin again. And he's bowled him. What a beautiful delivery. Nadir Khan was swinging his bat and uproots the middle stump. A great delivery there. A lot of relief on Kritin's face. He's really happy. Middle stump knocked back. And Nadir Khan's inning comes to an end after 14 balls. He scored 8. So 2 bowls and 1 run out have been the 3 dismissals this morning. It's 36 for 3 after 6.4 overs. Let's see that again. Well pitched delivery and takes the middle stump back. So Nazir Khan is the new batsman. Outside the off stump and a wild swing. It was very close to the wide line, but the umpire does not adjudge it. So a precious dot ball. So 3 runs have come of the first 5 balls in this over. Another beautiful delivery on the stumps this time and just defended. So in the 7 overs is 36 for 3. The run rate is coming below 6 for the first time. And great pullback here from the Indians in UK team. So Akshat Agarwal coming into bowl. He's a spinner. Good ball there to start off with. 1 run taken. Akshat to Nazir. Lofted delivery and beautifully bowled. It's turned in sharply, and Nazir had no answer to that. He just left it alone. It was better that he didn't attempt anything on it. Let's turned in sharply again here. Lofted delivery and beautifully bowled, narrowly missing the stumps. What was that? Let's see. I think Casey was trying to stump him. It looked very interesting. Let's have a look again at that. Akshat is generating some insane amount of spin here on this wicket. He's pitching it well outside the off stump and turning it in sharply. Let's see this again. Third delivery. This time again outside the off stump, not generating much turn this time. And toe edging the ball. 1 run taken towards fine leg. Akshat was one of the pick of the bowlers at the recently concluded Calcutta Swimming Club Interclub T20 and the 50 ball tournament. Another good one, a bit short this time, and played away onto the onside. So 3 runs off the first 5 balls. Very, very economical bowling. Last ball of the over. The projected score has come down to 100. Another lofted delivery, and this time the ball reaches the deep mid wicket region. Well played. Playing against the spin. Playing with the spin. So end of 8 overs is 40 for 3. Akshat bowling very well. Just 4 runs coming off his 6 balls. So Kritin coming back to bowl his 3rd over. He bowled a very, very good 2nd over. After 8 overs is 40 for 3. And that was a full pitch delivery. Swung hard, takes the outside edge, but doesn't go too far. Just 1 run. Beautiful delivery, and that is a bit of a misfielding there by Kritin. It could have been a run out. Saurav would have been back in the dugout had Kritin collected that neatly. But cricket is a game of a lot of ifs and buts. Kritin with his 3rd ball of the over. And up in the air, but doesn't go too far again. Just a dot ball fielded by the point fielder. Kritin again. And that's way outside the off stump and wide signal by the umpire. There'll be 2 runs more added. So 44 for 3 now after 8.4 overs. Again outside the off stump, 1 more wide and 2 more runs added. So it's 46 for 3 now. The ball is counted. Kritin with the last ball of the over and bowls a similar one this time. It was on the wide line but not signaled wide this time. The batsman was expecting that to be a wide. So after 9 overs, it's 46 for 3. Saurav and Nazir both in the middle. We have Akshat back. Again, a lofted delivery and well bowled there. 1 run to third man. Akshat is Akshat to Nazir Khan. He's keeping all the balls outside the off stump, so that's making it a bit predictable for the batsman. He has to try some variations here. Eventually the batsman will be able to read you if they're going to keep it so much outside the off. Again a lofted delivery and played into the mid-on region. And now fielded at long on by Arjun Prakash. The batsmen here are not making any big shots, so they could consider moving a few of the fielders inside. So 3 more balls for the innings break. 49 for 3. 3 singles coming of this over so far. And another beautiful delivery. And he's got him stumped there. Nazir Khan is completely confused what happened there. He's having a word with the umpire. But the umpire has already signaled it out stumped. Let's have a look at that again. Outside the off stump, spins in sharply, collected by Casey, and yeah, this is the better angle. Let's have a better view from here. And he misses that completely, and Casey collects it, and he's on the line, and on the line is out. No part of his foot is behind the wicket, and it's 49 for 4 after 9.4 overs. So 2 more balls to go before a drinks break. And a new batsman has come in. Akshat picks up his first wicket. And a stumping there for KC. So Amit Sen Gupta, he's played 20 matches, scored 244 runs with the highest score of 54. Another outside edge and fielded there at third man. Last ball before the drinks break. Akshat, full toss and well defended there. That's the end of the innings. And after 10 overs, it's 49 for 4. And that'll be the drinks break.
AC Indo turf facility. It's a wonderful facility for your weekend tournaments as you have an exciting day out with your family and friends. And if you're not playing, you can catch all the action from this amazing viewing gallery, which gives you a fantastic point of view of all the action. Welcome to the production control room, which is the heart of all the online streaming that takes place right here from Club Arena. It's also got a perfect viewing point from the commentary box, so you can also watch the live action. If you need to refresh and unwind during a hectic, eventful day, then these changing rooms are the perfect place to do so. We've got some for officials, medical staff, and of course, the players as well.
So Vyana Sports is very proud to partner with the Merlin Group for the Club Arena facility, and we are their marketing partner, and we'll be running the sports part of the business for them.
After getting your fix of sporting activities, this is the perfect place to unwind and relax. This lush green lawn is where you can host your parties, picnics, and other festivities. So come on down to Club Arena for a one-of-a-kind sporting experience. Kolkata's first AC indoor turf facility. It's a wonderful facility for your weekend tournaments as you have an exciting day out with your family and friends. And if you're not playing, you can catch all the action from this amazing viewing gallery, which gives you a fantastic point of view of all the action. Welcome to the production control room, which is the heart of all the online streaming that takes place right here from Club Arena. It's also got a perfect viewing point from the commentary box, so you can also watch the live action. If you need to refresh and unwind during a hectic, eventful day, then these changing rooms are the perfect place to do so. We've got some for officials, medical staff, and of course, the players as well.
So Vyana Sports is very proud to partner with the Merlin Group for the Club Arena facility, and we are their marketing partner, and we'll be running the sports part of the business for them.
After getting your fix of sporting activities, this is the perfect place to unwind and relax. This lush green lawn is where you can host your parties, picnics, and other festivities. So come on down to Club Arena for a one-of-a-kind sporting experience.
We're resuming the match after the drinks break, and Surajit Lahiri is bowling. Amit Sen Gupta was the new batsman after the fall of the last wicket. And joining me in the comm box is Shubhankar Chakraborty. So Shubhankar, do share your views on this lovely match that has been organized. We have two very interesting teams, UK and India and UK. A full pitch delivery and well fielded there by Vishesh Agarwal at long off. 1 run added. Over to you, Shubhankar.
I think I've been following this since the morning, and it's been wonderful. I mean, see, every year we have this game just to live the spirit of the game. And that's what's more important. And as far as this match is concerned, since morning we have seen some great spell of fast bowling, and then a spinner coming in and doing some really good work there. Initial first few overs, we've seen this little bit of time all the players took to settle down, and then we have seen some very disciplined fielding and disciplined bowling. So I think it's lovely, and the first time in my life I think I'm in a comm box, and thanks to you. So I mean, back in the times I was just sharing this in the morning with someone, that it was during my school days when I used to spend a lot of time listening to radio, when this matches in Garden used to happen. And that's really amazing that one day I could do that myself. that's a good feeling.
Oh yes, it is. It's a lovely feeling to be in the comp box. So 3 consecutive dot balls bowled here by Surjit Lahiri. Only 2 runs conceded in his 5 balls. Very, very economical. 51 for 4. The score now for UK and India. He's bowling a very good line, and that ball just ballooned up. But another dot ball, and just 2 runs conceded. It's 51 for 4 after 11. And let's see who the next bowler will be, because we've had Kritin and Abhirup bowling their 3 overs so far, and the maximum a bowler can bowl is 4, which I'm sure they'll try to preserve for the end.
I think they'll preserve Abiru for the end, because he was really bowling some very tight line. They would want him to operate at the death overs. We've got Akshat Agarwal coming back from the High Court end. He's taking his time to set the field. In comes Akshat. Bowls, turns, well fielded in the covers, and it's a direct hit, and it's given out. Wonderful piece of fielding there. A direct hit, and it's out.
तीन और 2 yards. 3 और 2.
Let's have a look again at that.
Lofted, the ball turned, and there was a mix up there. It was well fielded, and then a shy at the stumps, and direct hit always does the trick. That's 51 for the loss of 5 wickets now. That was a good shot, connected well. Oh, missed it completely. Turned, he missed the line, but he was standing ground, so no stumping. Akshat is keeping it really, really tight. He's into his 3rd over, given 9 runs, picked up a wicket, and also the run out that happened, that was half a credit always should go to the bowler because he's been bowling it very, very tight. Connected in the air, down to the deep point fence just for a single. There's been some disciplined fielding, and the bowling has been pretty tight. Worked it around the leg side to mid-wicket and crossed over for a single. At the moment, they're just dealing in singles. End of 12 overs. It's 55 for the loss of 5 wickets. We have 2 batsmen, Amit Sengupta and Azhar Ali, trying to take the scoreboard as high as possible. They've got 8 overs in hand. Maybe they just want to build a partnership, stick around for a couple of overs, maybe up until over number 15, and then start the onslaught. Because at some point they really have to take the attack to the opposition, because they're 5 wickets down. They just want to keep the scoreboard ticking for a while, build a partnership, and then start going after the bowling. Shirojit Lahiri operating from the pavilion end. Walked it around, square third man, just for a single. Oh, it's a big appeal, and it's given him. That was turning. I thought it was turning quite as much.
Let's have a look at the replay there. It pitched in line. Let's have a look at that. Pitched in line. Impact in line, but a bit on the higher side, but there was still a few inches to go, and finally is the umpire's decision. Actually, if you see, it didn't hit him that high. It was just above the it was on that. But actually, if you notice, he's standing way behind, right? Yeah, and so the ball didn't have much distance to go any further, and he's anyway bowling so slow, not that he would have extracted much more bounce there. So when it's so plumb bang in the middle, the umpire also is not in two minds there. She did take her time, the umpire.
But it's almost, when you're playing a slow spinner, it's not always advisable that you go on the back foot always. But then ever since they lost wickets, I think all the batsmen who came in, everybody tried to take in their time and went in the back foot. And probably this time it just played against him.
Right.
Rohit Gurung is the new batsman in. Will be facing Shirojit. Outside off stump, and it's been called a wide. The bowler does the fielding, no runs. In comes Shurajit, bowls, misses it completely. He missed the ball completely. In comes Shurajit for the last over, for the last ball of the over. Cuts, but still finds a fieldsman. No runs. End of the over. 13 gone, 58 for 6. We have got 7 more overs to go. The run rate hovering around 4.5 runs an over. From here, if they go at this pace, the projected score will be 89, which I think at T20 level would be slightly modest total. They would want to reach at least 100 to be psychological, to enjoy that psychological advantage. Arjun will be coming in for the second spell. He had a decent first spell, 2 overs, none for 9. And now he's going to come from the high court end. Earlier, there used to be a lot of swing. Pace bowlers used to get a lot of purchase from the wicket as well. And it's an appeal, and it's given out. Let's take a look at the replay again. It looked, the ball pitched up, and it was plump. Amit Sengupta, LBW, and is going back to the pavilion. As we can see, it pitched up and it found him right in front of the stumps. We have Onesha joining us in the commentary box. Hi Onesha, good morning.
Thank you, Shubhankar. Looks like the fielding side are in the driver's seat. The decision to have a bowl first has clearly paid off immensely well, has brought them great rewards. The batting side is in a spot of bother. We are edging closer towards the business end of this innings. They only have 58 runs on the board. They are scoring at under 5 runs and over. How much momentum can they inject in the closing overs, you think?
Very difficult on Asia because they have lost wickets, you see. I mean, they don't have too much of buffer there also, and I can assume that the batsman coming in now will just try to hang in there and play out the 20 over. They never really got the momentum right from the beginning. Besides that boundary that Nadir hit off the cover fence, we never really had a boundary. There were quite a few byes, which were the initial part, but after that, they only dealt with singles, which has been the trajectory of this innings so far. And also have to give credit to the bowlers. They really bowled in tight line and they mixed up. Initially, they were very clever to figure out that they were bowling in right pace and those paces are being used against them. And that's when they started mixing up. And we can clearly see the result. Hit, couldn't hit it, couldn't connect, missed it.
And welcoming to the commentary box is Andrew Fleming himself. Andrew, what a time for you to join us. And I say that with my tongue firmly in my cheek. Looks like your side, UK in India, are in a spot of bother. What sort of score do you want to predict at the close of innings? Should they be able to play out the entire allocation of 20 overs?
I gave a rather optimistic prediction earlier for those of you that heard. And if we get to half of that number, I think I'm going to still be grateful. So it is difficult. Let's just hope it's the pitch that's, as someone just said to me, the pitch that's playing its part in this particular game. You made your observations about it when we were out there earlier, didn't you? So, but there we go. Nevertheless, I would take the opportunity to say how wonderful it is that we're able to have this live stream, and so many of our friends around the world can watch this year's game. So thanks to all that made that possible, and for all who've come to join the commentary team, including you.
Absolute pleasure. And among those joining us at this point in time in the commentary box is Shourabh, who has had a bit of a bird's eye view. He is the neutral member, I'm given to understand. Andrew, your allegiances are clearly with one side. No prizes for guessing which side I'm talking about. Shourabh, what are your thoughts on the match? Great call by the fielding side's captain Kaushik, you reckon, to win the toss and decide to bowl first?
I think hindsight is always easy, but sort of from a hindsight perspective, it looks like a good call. I think probably a good toss to win when we look at it at this point of time. But as we can see, there's a lot of grin tinge. Actually, when the game started, there was no wind, but wind has picked up. And I'm sure there is a lot of swing. I think that is playing a big factor in sort of where we see the game at this point of time. But you never know. The tail can still wag, and we have 6 more overs still to go.
Absolutely. As we are seeing at the MCG at this point in time, India's tail is very much wagging, led by Nitish Kumar Reddy. Who can be the Nitish Kumar Reddy of the UK in India side? That is the question, the burning question that needs answering. We have Deepankar Sharma and Rohit Gurung in the middle at this point in time. Shurjit Lahiri is back to bowl some more of his spin. A towering figure is Shurajit, has taken 1 wicket already in his 2 overs. Has started out pretty well. And we can see behind the stumps it is Kaushik, the captain, in his bright red cap, marshalling his troops adeptly. And the woman you see on screen is an interesting story. And we need to talk about that because the man sat next to me, to my left. Andrew Fleming has played a big and very important role in making sure that the 2 on-field umpires in today's game are women. Andrew, do you want to tell us the story, please?
I'm not sure that I can take all the credit for how it ended up, but at last year's cricket match, the last year's edition of the English Heritage Cup, I pledged that this year we'd involve women in some way. Originally, I'd hoped that we would be able to have some women playing, but that proved a little bit complicated and maybe a little bit ambitious in this case. And then I think it may have been Saurabh or somebody else that had the idea about having umpires and having women umpires. And I thought that was such a wonderful idea. As somebody that couldn't play sports himself for neurodiverse reasons, I also became an official in my favoured sport of football. And, it was life-changing. And so I thought, yes, this is a perfect solution. And also in another cricket tournament we play, we are going to have women's teams playing in that tournament as well, another one in our annual calendar. So definitely progress on the side of gender parity in the game here in Calcutta.
And you, along with your team, deserve all the kudos for this initiative, because the world is progressing. We are in 2024, well, just a few days away from 2025. And what better year than this? What better time to push, to be an ally, you know? He for she, as they say. And looks like it. There is another wicket. And it is probably going to be curtains for Rohit Gurung. Surajit Lahiri could have had taken his second wicket, and looks like the flight has done the trick this time around. Went for the wild heave across the line and ended up holding straight to the fielder at long on. Rohit Gurung departs for just 1 run to its name, and UK in India slumped to 66 for 7 wickets.
I think as the players, new batsman comes in, it's a good time to reflect on the history of Indo-British Heritage Cup. And this event has been graced by a lot of people, but I want to make a special mention for few people. I am hugely grateful to the British Deputy High Commission over the years for their support and encouragement that continues. It started with Andrew's predecessor, Nick Lowe, who is now the High Commissioner to Maldives from UK. And when he arrives there, but he was an absolute champion, and Nick has picked up the baton and made it bigger. But we have also had a joy of hosting the High Commissioner, or the previous High Commissioner, Alex Ellis. And Alex played on this ground, and I have to acknowledge what a brilliant innings he played. He was an absolute great batter. So means not only he was encouraging, but he came and played here. And then hopefully we were supposed to have Lindsay this year, but unfortunately health stood in between her coming to Eden Gardens this time around. But hopefully we look forward to host her, fingers crossed, as we say, next year at the Eden Gardens. So I think it's a moment where we need to acknowledge that, okay, the brilliant support we have had from the British Deputy High Commission over the years.
And it's so important to acknowledge and appreciate and doff our hats to all those people working behind the scenes, because cricket inherently is such a great unifier, right? But unless you have people putting in their brains and their efforts and all the resources together, you cannot see something like this come together. And that's a nice pull played off the back foot by the new batter, or is it Deepankar Sharma from the looks of it. So credit to each and every individual associated with this endeavor, who are trying to strengthen the ties between two beautiful nations. And thanks to their humanity, their efforts in bolstering the cause of UK and India, this partnership, this amazing combination that has panned out, transpired over decades, go from strength to strength. So more power to all the men and women working tirelessly behind the scenes, with the ball in hand, with the bat in hand, and of course under the floppy hat, who are doing their bit to keep this enterprise going. Long may it continue, and as I'm told, sooner rather than later, we may see women take the field as well and give the ball a nice humpty. Nicely defended off the back foot. They're trying to steal a cheeky single. There was an opportunity for a run out, but looked like the bowler was not alert to the opportunity. He was a little slow in his follow through in terms of trying to pick up that delivery, that return shot. In the end, a single has been taken, and UK and India are now inching closer towards the 70-run mark. They've got about 33 balls remaining. If they get 30 odd, they will get to that 3-digit score, which could be quite the total on the surface, right? Because it looks like a two-paced surface, patches of green in the middle, cracks on either side towards the popping crease. So get to 100, get your team to that 3-digit elusive mark, Deepankar and Ashok. And let's see what complexion this match takes subsequently. And the pitch is also baking nicely in the sun. Charges down the track, reaches for that delivery in the end, darted on the full. Barely any flight imparted by Akshat Agarwal, who saw the batter advancing and tried to outthink his opponent. Very well done, Akshat Agarwal has been very tidy in his 4 overs so far. Last ball of his allocation coming up. Can he finish well and strong? Ooh, wavered. That would be a wide, which means another couple of runs to the tally of UK-India. Welcome runs these are. Oh well, that's been adjudged a legal delivery. End of the 16th over. And as you can see on screen, there is Shourab and Andrew Fleming. They both are trying to get the framing right. They love their selfies. They love a good picture. And they love their cricket. That's the most important bit, isn't it? And a good left-handed batswoman, says Andrew. Right now we only have right-handed batters taking charge of the proceedings. All right, who's going to swing for the fences between Deepankar Sharma and Ashok Das? A lot is at stake in terms of the total that UK and India are trying to post here. Having lost the toss, opposition captain Kaushik decided to insert UK and India, send them into bat. Ayon Hajra is the new bowler and he tried to slog it firmly into the leg side, didn't connect, will pick up a single. Will Deepankar Sharma. And Andrew, speaking of legacy, history, heritage, the fact that this match is taking place at the iconic Eden Gardens, one of the oldest stadia in the country and in the world, what does this mean to UK and India?
You promised to ask me some deep philosophical questions earlier, and I see that you're a woman true to your word. I mean, you know, it's really, really much appreciation to the West Bengal Cricket Foundation for allowing us to use this historic ground. It has such a rich history. It means so much to any cricket fan, wherever they may be in the world. Everybody knows about Eden Gardens. I think, you know, the fact that we're able to come and play here really, really means a lot to the players, to the spectators. I think, you know, even for the umpires, I'm sure they're not officiating here on too much of a regular basis. As well as the whole commentary team sitting here in the background. I think it really does sort of give the cup the kind of visibility and status, you know, that helps us do things like this, have this live streaming. You know, if we had to play this in any of the other venues on the Maidan, I don't think that this level of coverage would be possible. So we're bringing it to all of you as a result of the very, very warm and helpful relationship we have with the West Bengal cricket friends. And, you know, I cannot express my gratitude enough. You know, we will, of course, be inviting some of them to our own big annual event on the 7th of February. Take note. That we like to host. I'm also hoping Saurav will be back here then, because we also have the Bengal Global Business Summit at the same time. But you know, this is an annual calendar event, thanks, as Saurav said, to the hard work of his foundation, my predecessor Nick Lowe, and you know, it's one that we want to firmly keep in the calendar and have families, friends eagerly anticipating, so that we can continue to develop this as one of the flagship events of the year between the Bengal Heritage Foundation and the British High Commission. And it would be remiss of me not to also mention the British Council, who also make up our team. And there you see Dibanjan Chakrabarti, one of the stalwarts of the UK and India's victory last year, being able to hold out for rather longer than today as an opener. So all of these people are really, really critical. I think we also have to mention our sponsors, and we have some new sponsors this year. But again, by playing at Eden Gardens, I think that also helps in attracting the kind of sponsorship you know, that we really would need to be able to do this and do this well. So I think all of that, if that answers your question.
It does, Andrew, and does so consummately. Time for some medium pace. That has been given some Humpty and should race away to the boundary. There is the fielder in the deep from long off, cutting it off and keeping it to just a couple of runs. They are getting some momentum towards these overs, much needed. Every single run is equivalent to gold dust at this point in time. With the shenanigans that the pitch has thrown up, anything close to 100 will be more than competitive, I reckon. And if you can get it to muscle like that, doesn't clear the field, will get just one run of that very ambitious shot, a slog into the leg side. Who knows, you can end up getting more than 100. Just around 18 deliveries left in this innings. Projected score is 91. Some very impressive graphics work also coming up in this live coverage that you're seeing potentially on your YouTube screens. Again, speaks volumes about the work that has gone into make sure that we are able to project this match to everyone, not just in India, but globally as well. All the fans of UK and India and UK, the British Deputy High Commission, British Council, Bengal Heritage Foundation, all our advocates, supporters, champions. This moment is as much ours as it is yours, and it speaks volumes of our alliance. And that has been signaled a wide, which means a couple of runs. Flexing off the arms from on-field umpire Benita Roy Maulik, herself a former Bengal cricketer, has been part of the coaching circuit here in Bengal as part of Cricket Association of Bengal's coaching roster.
And we see Abhirup bowling. And I think another 4 runs.
Looks like change in commentary has done the trick. Give Saurav the mic more often, and looks like UK and India will score more fortuitous runs. It missed everything. The batter, the bat, the woodwork, the wicketkeeper, and off it went most likely for byes. No, there have been given runs off the bat, so must have gotten some part of the bat, thankfully. And welcome runs these are.
Happy to bring in the commentator's luck, but it seems like a very fast outfield. Given the wicketkeeper is a good friend, I'll advise him some fitness exercise after the game.
I will make sure to send him the link so that he can re-watch this coverage after the match is over and direct him categorically to the last ball of the 18th over so that he can take heed of your very important remark. Fitness first. Just 2 more overs left in the innings. The projected score, mind you, has also increased by 5 runs. Now, are we looking at potentially 110? How much can they get off the last 12 balls? Oyon was very frugal in his first over, gave away just 5 runs. Oh, swung for the fences and looks like he has been stumped. Kaushik did look at the square umpire. The fielding side are rejoicing. Kaushik is certainly rejoicing. Muted celebrations though. But here's a look at that replay. He went for that very ambitious swing, sung for the stratosphere, missed it entirely, and an easy collection, stumping affected. UK and India lose their 8th wicket.
Kaushik probably was listening to the commentary, but he redeemed himself very well with that stumping. I think this is his 2nd stumping. Again, a good bit of sort of background on the players in the India and UK team. There's quite a bunch of them who play for the Maidenhead Cricket Club. So Kaushik, Oyon, Abhiroop, Sarbartha, they all play for the Maidenhead Cricket Club out there in London.
Excellent.
And also Kritin, who is one of the younger ones in the team. And he's part of the sort of team also. So 5 or 6 of these players, they play the season for Maidenhead.
Why do we have you in the commentary box, Andrew Fleming? Why aren't you in the middle?
Well, we've got. I've already spoken about how I don't play fast-paced sports because of my disability, and I'm very happy that we've already got 2 fantastic female umpires. So being in the commentary box with you, Anisha, and with Saurabh is, the best place. Really good to be here.
Well, you have the namesake of one of the most celebrated left-handers in the world to your left and a genuine left-hander to your right. So, well, we are not complaining, are we, Saurabh?
We are definitely not complaining. It's time also to talk a bit about my namesake.
100%. We are at the Eden Gardens after all.
And I actually, every time I meet him in London rather than I meet him in Kolkata. And I've met him a few times at the Lords, in the long room and the MCC committee rooms. And he's an absolute pleasure to listen to, talk to, absolute motivating, and he has brilliant anecdotes of the game to share all the time. And he was one of the key guys instrumental in the early days, helping us at Bengal Heritage Foundation while we were getting set up. So Saurabh was a good instrument at that point of time.
Excellent. Such rich anecdotes are coming through in terms of the genesis of this partnership, the genesis of what we are seeing on screen. Keep them coming, Saurabh and Andrew. I'm thoroughly enjoying them. You're regaling me and all our listeners. Speaking of regaling, the batter looks like has been bowled, or is it a stumping? Regardless, it's going to be curtains on this innings by UK and India because they have lost their final wicket and the total now reads only 88 and they've been bowled out inside 18.5 overs. Is it another stumping to the very wily Kaushik's name? He's been very good behind the stumps. Another good take and it's a stumping. Excellent performance on the part of India in UK, restricting UK and India to just 88 runs, bowling them out inside 19 overs, which means India and UK need only 89 runs to lift the trophy. It's going to be quite the next 20 overs. So All the viewers joining us from around the globe, make sure you have your seat belts strapped on, because brace yourself, it's going to be quite the chase, and India and UK might want to finish it off in style because they have done exceedingly well with the ball, decided to have a ball first, got themselves regularly in the wickets column. Did the bowlers of India and UK were very good on the field as a unit as well, effected those run-outs. The wicket-keeper, Kaushik, deserves a special mention. Trust me, he's not bribed me at all to mention his name so many times, but it's just that he's done a fairly good job leading this side here at the Eden Gardens. A lot of spin used throughout the course of these 18.5 overs. Lots of ambitious stroke play deployed, but much and more often than not to a futile extent on the part of the UK in India batters, playing across the line rather than with a straight bat more often than not. And the bowlers have been given just rewards for their discipline and good lines. Look at that. Using their angles, lots of variety in their bowling ranks, left arm pacers, off spinner, leg spinner. The captain has deployed his ammunition in the bowling contingent really well. And the result, restricting UK in India to just 88 runs. Do you expect this to be a cakewalk on the part of the opposition, or do you think your side can actually put up a good show with the ball?
My team is probably not as cohesive as the other one, given my understanding now about the nucleus coming from a group of players that play together regularly for Maidenhead Cricket Club. My team has 2 or 3 training sessions before this. You know, we have players that are security guards and cooks and so on. So it's a very, very different makeup. One or two talented players among them. The captain, Amit, is a very serious cricketer. Sees himself more as a bowler. I understand that there's a couple of other promising bowlers in our lineup, and so with hope, perhaps more than confidence. You know, let's see what we can do. There are few low-scoring games in history, and maybe this will be another one. Let's just wait and see what fate brings and what part that wicket plays in what follows. But whatever it will be, I'm looking forward to it. And at the end of the day, it's all about friendship more than anything else.
Andrew, as they famously say, until unless the second side has batted, you never know how the pitch is and whether the pitch has played a role in rather than anything else. So let's see how India and UK fare, okay, before we sort of make a prediction for the game. But I want to pick up on something you said, okay. I think this is a friendship game. Yes, it does become competitive, and it's good to be a bit competitive.
Yeah, they are all hiding their boxing gloves in their pants, I'm told.
I think there's a bit of competition over the years. I think Casey, Omid, sort of DC, they're all quite competitive. But what is brilliant is the diverse backgrounds from which the players come in. And I think that's important to uphold that, this is a friendship game. People come in from various backgrounds and come in and play together. At one end, we have the High Commissioner playing. We have some pretty senior players playing. We have Director Personal for Coal India playing today. Okay. And then we have people who are sort of cooking in the kitchen. They're coming in and playing. And I love this diversity. It speaks a lot about the Indo-British Heritage Cup.
And I'm glad Andrew touched on this facet, and I'm even glad that you picked up this particular strand, because it did strike a chord with me too, because cricket inherently, as I said, unifier by spirit in principle, and to offer level pegging of sorts to our diverse cultures, backgrounds is so important because it sticks to the spirit of cricket, and it's so important that sport continues to build bridges, not just within India and UK or between the two countries, but within our societal fabric itself. And nothing better than a sporting event to inject some cohesion between the diverse stratum of the society, because there are so many people, who end up taking bets on us, who end up taking a chance on us, which opens doors for us. I was having a chat with Andrew as to how much of a beneficiary I have been in my career in the sports media industry, having come from a very middle class background and also being a woman. So I'm glad that we have the likes of yourself, Shourab, Andrew, taking a chance on a lot many others, giving these opportunities to people from diverse socio-economic backgrounds, and it is a reflection of the culture, the ethos, the spirit of the work UK in India, the UK Deputy High Commission, British Council has been doing for years and decades in this country. So well done. You have my heartfelt appreciation for that, Andrew, and not just because you're sat right next to me, but I really mean when I said this. Andrew has a big, bright smile on his face. He's a good man. He's done a lot for the relationship between the two countries. I know his first love is football, having been a match referee in the sport from age 14 for about 10 years. He has visited 117 countries, right? I remember the Twitter bio, Andrew. 883 matches is what I'm talking about. I remember my numbers. 883 different football stadiums, correction, and that's happened in 117 countries. A lover of sport, we have that right in front of us, and Andrew Fleming.
I'll stay away from the football discussion because Andrew and I support very different clubs in London. I'm a big Gunner. Andrew supports Millwall, so we'll not go there.
Now he's an adopted son of Kolkata. As an adopted son of Kolkata, Andrew, do you often partake in East Bengal versus Mohun Bagan quibbles? You've been to East Bengal versus Mohun Bagan derby? 4 times. Tell me about it.
Well, I mean, it's one of the top 10 derbies in the world, I believe, in the ranking. Always about 60,000 people in the stadium. One of the good things about the derby in Calcutta is that if both teams are playing well, there's equal numbers of tickets pretty much for both sides. So you have half a stadium with one fan, half a stadium with the other, which you don't get in many other places where there's a limit on how many tickets are available to one club v the other. It's only in a cup final where you would have parity in terms of spectator numbers. So on a good day, that makes for a really good atmosphere.
Andrew and Shourab, we are heading into a bit of a break. Catch you all viewers and listeners from around the world very soon. We will be resuming the proceedings with the second innings. Remember, India in UK are chasing 89 for this coveted trophy on a bright, resplendent Saturday morning here at the Eden Gardens, the iconic stadium in the heart of Calcutta. So do remember to join us in just a few minutes' time, and we will be back live with match action.
New seats, no hit story, and you just can't fake that, so let's change that. Girl, let's go put some miles on it. Back of the Chevy with the engine running. Just you and me in a truck bed wide like a California king. We could break it in if you know what I mean. Put some miles on it. Back of the Chevy with the engine running. Just you and me in a truck bed wide like a California king. We could break it in if you know what I mean. Put some miles on it. We could break it in if you know what I mean. All night, no breaks. I'll tell, no gate, ain't gotta try too hard. My baby's push to start. I'll torque, full speed, off-road, on me, 0 to 100 fast. My foot ain't touched the gas. I said, hey baby, slow it down, let's make it last. You said
Welcome to Club Arena by Merlin. Kolkata's first AC indoor turf facility. It's a wonderful facility for your weekend tournaments as you have an exciting day out with your family and friends. And if you're not playing, you can catch all the action from this amazing viewing gallery, which gives you a fantastic point of view of all the action. Welcome to the production control room, which is the heart of all the online streaming that takes place right here from Club Arena. It's also got a perfect viewing point from the commentary box, so you can also watch the live action. If you need to refresh and unwind during a hectic, eventful day, then these changing rooms are the perfect place to do so. We've got some for officials, medical staff, and of course, the players as well.
So Vyana Sports is very proud to partner with the Merlin Group for the Club Arena facility, and we are their marketing partner, and we'll be running the sports part of the business for them.
After getting your fix of sporting activities, this is the perfect place to unwind and relax. This lush green lawn is where you can host your parties, picnics, and other festivities. So come on down to Club Arena for a one-of-a-kind sporting experience. Vyana by Merlin. Kolkata's first AC indoor turf facility. It's a wonderful facility for your weekend tournaments as you have an exciting day out with your family and friends. And if you're not playing, you can catch all the action from this amazing viewing gallery, which gives you a fantastic point of view of all the action. Welcome to the production control room, which is the heart of all the online streaming that takes place right here from Club Arena. It's also got a perfect viewing point from the commentary box, so you can also watch the live action. If you need to refresh and unwind during a hectic, eventful day, then these changing rooms are the perfect place to do so. We've got some for officials, medical staff, and of course, the players as well.
So Vyana Sports is very proud to partner with the Merlin Group for the Club Arena facility, and we are their marketing partner, and we'll be running the sports part of the business for them.
After getting your fix of sporting activities, this is the perfect place to unwind and relax. This lush green lawn is where you can host your parties, picnics, and other festivities. So come on down to Club Arena for a one-of-a-kind sporting experience.
দেখো আমার লাইটটা কমাবো ওকে
All right, then, we are minutes away from the start of this 89-run chase here at the Eden Gardens on a bright, resplendent Saturday morning. Well, it's close to afternoon now. In fact, it's well past afternoon, 12:50 p.m. almost, and we have Aronno Deb taking strike, Vinay Ranjan at the other end, and we'll have Ashok Das opening the bowling for UK in India. Remember, UK in India had lost the toss, and after opposition captain Kaushik decided to send them in, UK in India managed only a paltry 88 runs on the board. What do India and UK have on their hands in terms of their task? Make 89 and lift the trophy. First ball, and try to cut this one. Minimal foot movement there from Aronno Deb. And joining me in the commentary box is Abhinav Khetri. Abhinav, a very good afternoon to you. Welcome. How do you think this is going to pan out in terms of the result of today's match?
Good afternoon, Anisha, and good afternoon to all our viewers. I think this will be a very interesting match, and that's also the off-stump wide signal by the umpire. See what happens, small totals can get very, very tricky at times. You assume it's going to be an easy target, and sometimes you get a bit of complacency steps in. We've seen that multiple times, not only at the international level, but also at the local level. And, you know, it's all about experience, it's all about practice. How much of the rhythm are you in? Here's Ashok Das again. That's been cut away.
Played through the offside. There is a fielder in the deep who did get his foot, but looks like this will be a close call in terms of whether it's adjudged a 4. What's the signal from the umpire? Was pitched wide on a 6-stump line. It did rise the delivery after landing. And here is the effort, a valiant effort, slightly perilous in terms of picking up an injury, but good on you. Looks like it has been adjudged a 4. So first boundary on the board for India in UK.
Full marks for effort there, again hit in the same region, and 4 more this time into the practice pitches. No chance for stopping that one. So back-to-back boundaries for India and UK.
That's a fiery start from Aronno Deb, the striker, and his side, India in UK. 2 wide deliveries allowed the batter to free his arms, and there was enough room offered for him to slash at it, fend at it, and pick up his second boundary on the bounce. Incredible start, you would think, right?
Actually, I think the length was a bit too short, gave the batsman an extra time. You know, they're not really fast, so the batsman, when he gets extra time at that length, he can really swing his arms there. He's changed the side of his bowling around the stumps this time. And the new ball's not really moving much. Let's see this one. Down the leg side will be a wide.
And remember, wide scary, 2 runs.
And the ball is counted.
And the ball is counted as well. So a little bit of a deviation in terms of the playing conditions here from what you would see at the International Cricket Council level. But here you have India in UK getting themselves in a spot of ascendancy. A much better line from around the wicket this time around from medium pacer. Ashok Das will pick up a single and get Vinay Ranjan on strike. A good start from Aronno nonetheless. A look at the performance of the UK and India batters. Did not quite get a partnership going. That is something they were wanting in for the best part of their innings. Some very good fielding efforts throughout the course of those 18.5 overs on the part of India and UK. Great stumpings effected by Captain Kaushik. And here is a chat being had with umpire Dinita Roy Maulik and Vinay Ranjan.
So 13 coming off the first over. And let's see who the second over is from. I think what's important for any team is that they get a few practice sessions in before the match. It doesn't seem like they've been able to play much together, and that's quite obvious with their busy schedules and Christmas time around Calcutta. Everyone's got a lot of social commitments, but nonetheless, it's a great opportunity to play at this beautiful ground of Eden Gardens, and something for everyone to remember. So Rohit Gurung is the new bowler for UK and India.
Looks like it's something to do with the helmet of Arunadev, who got off to a fine start courtesy of those back-to-back boundaries of the bowling of Ashok in the previous over. And the importance of this match, as you rightly mentioned, Abhinav, is the friendship that lies at the heart of the relationship between UK and India. Two great nations with such rich, diverse and varied sporting legacies, cricketing legacies more so in specific. And credit to the British Deputy High Commission, the British Council and all the sponsors who have put in a lot of effort, time and thinking, not to mention resources, to get this tradition going for years.
Despite all the similarities in terms of tradition and other things, but the playing conditions couldn't be more different between England and India. And I think a lot of cricketers here who are both the teams actually have a lot of experience playing in the UK would be finding India, especially Eden Gardens, a bit different. Calcutta has a bit of red soil, and that tends to cracken up. And though it's still the early stages of the season for this year, we've been seeing a good amount of turn. Here we have Rohit Gurung again, and that's outside the off stump. Umpire they're looking at the umpire for a wide, but no signal from the umpire.
I think there was prodigious movement on this one, away going movement after the ball pitched. Should be signs of encouragement for Rohit Gurung, who's into his first over in this defense. Again, the ball moving away ever so slightly, enticing the batter to go up and over. The batter, Arunadev, not connecting whatsoever on both these occasions. And if he gets to challenge the stumps, I think he could be in for an edge in the slip cordon.
Well, there is no slip cordon.
There you go. There you go. Where is your slip cordon?
And that runs away to the boundary. 4 runs in the third man region. Bowlers completely disappointed. Should he be with himself or with the field placements?
Absolutely. That begged for a first slip from the get-go, right after the ball moved prodigiously in the first delivery. Slashed hard at this one. Took the outside edge, a thick one at that, and it flew all over, all the way to the boundary. That's the third boundary, third 4 to the name of Arunadev. And I'm surprised that the captain has not stationed a slip fielder even now. Instead, he might have gone with a third man.
Yeah. And when you don't have the pace, you have to pitch it up like a much better length, if not line. And see what happens is if you don't have the pace and you're giving it so short, giving the batsman a lot of time to swing his arms, and that would most likely result in an edge or a well-connected shot. Rohit Gurung again. Pitched up this time and well played in the point region. Should this be a single?
Yeah, pitched up. That is the length that Gurung would be looking to bowl more often. He's been bowling more of a back of a length slate of deliveries so far. 5 runs of his first 5 balls. Even Stevens, you would like to think, as far as Rohit Gurung's first over is concerned, can he finish strong? Vinay Ranjan on strike. Full toss taken on the full. Nudge towards the offside fielder. Sweeper cover will keep it to just 1. 6 runs of Rohit's opening over. And India and UK are 19 for 1 after the second.
Not much to defend here, so they have to be very, very tight with their bowling. The batsman will not, leave those opportunities. If you bowl it short, if you bowl it wide, if you bowl it slow, the batsman would be looking at them with gleaming eyes. So 19 for no loss after 2.
And what's this impetus early on in the innings has done is it has brought the required run rate to well under 3. They've gotten off to a flyer, have India and UK scoring 19 of the first 2 overs. The current run rate reads 9.50. So UK and India need to do something different. And part of that experimentation could be lodging a few fielders in the slip cordon, getting some infielders because you're not chasing a tall target anyway. So put the pressure on the batters, get them to go over and try to clear the infield, and who knows, in an attempt to do so, they might be able to induce the top edges and the leading edges, and if your fielding is anywhere close to on the money, you could be in the business and in the wickets column.
Interestingly, there is no power play, there is no 30-yard circle, so the field has been spread out, but there are no big hitters, so you should try to take those catches. Well bowled on the stumps and pitched up, played towards square leg.
A Yorker on the off stump to start his bowling spell from Saurabh Pal Chaudhary. That's the best line we have seen in these 3 overs so far. He needs to persist with that. Oh, full toss, tries to nudge it into the leg side. There was a mild appeal. Did he cop it on his pad, the batter? A replay would be decisive in making some investigation to that effect.
I think there was some bat. Let's have a look. Full toss. Yes, there was batting, right?
There was some bat involved. So an appeal in absolute futility. Another full toss, but straying down the leg. This time around, the umpire flexes her arms, and it will be 2 runs for that wide dismissal, wide delivery.
Saurabh does look like a regular player. His run-up and his action, his delivery, all show the traits of a regular player. A beautiful delivery, clean bowled in this time. And like I mentioned, a wonderful delivery.
Saurabh Pal Chaudhary delivers the breakthrough for UK in India, drawing first blood here in this defense of 88 runs. Pitched up nicely, and there was slight inward movement, and it ensured that the delivery took the top of middle and off went the striker for a single-digit score. This is very impressive bowling. He has been on the money with his lines, and he has been duly rewarded for his persistence in terms of challenging the stumps. There is Captain Amit right there.
So it's first wicket for Saurabh, and there's something about bowling a person out. I think there's so many ways to get out in cricket, but this one just gets the adrenaline rushing, doesn't it? Absolutely. You see that middle stump going off. The new batsman is Kritin Chatterjee.
Right-hander replaces right-hander. Kritin Chatterjee will be taking strike at number 3.
India in UK team, which is a combination of the BHF team and the IPSA team. A few quick wickets and we have a game on our hand.
You can sense a spring in the step of the UK in India side. The captain is marshalling his troops, alongside his bowler, Saurav Pal Chaudhary, who has given his side the first breakthrough, sending back Vinay Ranjan thanks to that superb bold dismissal. Castled him through the gate. That inducker jagging back into the right-hander ever so slightly and ever so late. Saurav Pal Chaudhary will be up against the new batter, Kritin Chatterjee. Ooh, well left. Circumspection up front from Kritin Chatterjee. It is those wily lines from Saurav Pal Chaudhary that is planting those seeds of doubts in the heads of the batters. And it's been quite the deviation from the first 2 overs that we saw. Lots of wide-ish 6-stump line deliveries, back of a length, but here Saurav has been pitching into the stumps. Another one, there is a loud appeal for leg before, but the umpire says that was possibly going down the leg, but an appeal with a lot of conviction nonetheless. End of the 3rd over, and India and UK are 23 for 1.
That looked pretty plumb to me. Maybe the umpire was thinking something else, but let's have a replay of that.
We can see that excitement. Another wicket, and
there's a look at that appeal, a vociferous appeal from the bowler. Touch and go, you would think. The umpire might have decided to go in favour so that the benefit of doubt remain with the batter. Kritin Chatterjee survives. Saurav Pal Chaudhary with a very tidy and effective opening over in his first spell in this defence. He's getting the ball to talk, getting the ball to move, more importantly, and the result is there for you to see. First strike to his name in the form of Vinay Ranjan, who's back in the hut and marshalling, shepherding this chase would be Arunadev and Kritin Chatterjee. Slash and a miss of Rohit Gurung's first ball of his second over. Arunadev was mostly a spectator, Abhinav, in the previous over. Was mostly at the non-striker's end. Can Rohit seek some inspiration from Saurav and ball more towards the stumps? 2 different stratagems being employed by Saurav and Rohit. Rohit persisting with that line on the 6th and 7th stumps, and Saurav was more into the stumps.
So I think the moment you get your line into the stumps, the batsman can actually play more shots. But also that's a bad ball, short, wide, but he'll be lucky. He'll just get 1 run there. Just conceded 1 run there. Kritin comes on strike.
on 16. 24 for 1, 65 of 99 balls. I'm reading it out now because I've nothing better to do, but just something.
Yeah, I think the key will be to minimize those opportunities that you offer up as a bowler to these batters in terms of giving room on the offside, and that's going to be equivalent to absolute post-Christmas presents in terms of throwing your hands at those deliveries. Much better line, defended with a straight bat. Very copybook style from Kritin Chatterjee, who survived a loud LBW appeal the previous over. The decision going in the favour of the batter. As you rightly called it, that looked very, very close, Abhinav.
I would have given it out had I been the umpire. Rohit Gurung again, and again outside the off stump. That would have been a bit of a mix-up there, but luckily back into the crease.
4 dots in his first 5 deliveries, so it's a much improved over from Rohit Gurung. He needs to avoid a boundary of the last ball.
And he does. Well bowled, well played, well fielded. End of the 4th over, 24 for 1. Evenly matched so far.
The sun shining, not a risk of cloud in the air.
The wicket of Vinay Ranjan has clearly pegged back the chasing side. They were scoring at close to 10 in the first 2 overs, and now the run rate has dropped to 6 and over. So some rebuilding work and resistance being put up by Amit Sengupta's side, UK in India.
I think Saurav Pal Chaudhary is the difference here. His over and then followed up by Rohit Gurung's lovely over, conceding just 1 run. That has turned the tables. Not really turned the tables, but yeah, that has slowed down the progress. Saurav cut, slashed hard and fielded again at the point. Just 1 run. Pritin comes back on strike.
Got his hands through that stroke very nicely. This time around it was wide back of a length from Saurav Pal Chaudhary. Allowed Arunadev to send that ball racing straight to the fielder at sweeper cover. 1 run taken.
Beautiful delivery again. And I think he mistimed it. I don't think he timed it very well.
Another inducker. There was that inward movement that we were talking about, and the inward movement that was so pivotal to that dismissal of the opener a couple of overs ago. On display again. If he persists with that line, because he's getting the ball to move into the right-hander so well. There you go, inside edges, right? Back-to-back inside edges. And this one has the legs in it to go all the way to the fence. Arunadev will pick up his 4th boundary of the innings. And he gets a well-deserved fist bump from the non-striker, Kritin Chatterjee.
So that's the risk of bowling on the stumps. So the batsman, if he gets even a bit of bat on it, can get you. So a line outside the off stump is a bit more difficult to hit for cricketers who don't play regularly. But something on the stumps is far more easier to navigate.
Big round of applause to Arun, please.
Looks like there has been a wicket. Now the question is, did the ball ricochet off the stumps and fly all the way to the fence?
Open the innings on a blistering pace.
He's retired himself. That's right. So there's a retirement. Arunadev has retired. And Arjun Prakash, the 18-year-old, is the new batsman.
And speaking of new personnel joining the proceedings, I have Andrew Fleming, the boss from the British Deputy High Commission, joining us here in the commentary box. Andrew, impressed with how your side are approaching this defense?
To be honest with you, I've got so old, and it may be a blessing, that I can hardly see what's going on. That's why I came back in here. It's cooler, quieter, and I can actually have a proper view. So all those people who are watching at home, honestly, if you're wishing you were here, lovely to be in this ground, but you're getting the best view. and really seeing the action close at hand. And I've opted for that option. Not that it isn't special to be here. As for how we're doing, I fear that it could be a very short day, and I may get a few hours of my time back unexpectedly to do other things that are on my list. But you never know in cricket until the last ball is bowled and the last wicket is standing. Anything can happen.
As long as you have Saurav Pal Chaudhary taking charge of proceedings the way he has with the ball in hand, anything is possible. He's getting the ball to move both ways and did deliver the first breakthrough. End of his second over. 8 runs conceded of it. And after the end of 5 overs, India and UK are 33 for the loss of just 1 wicket. Remember, Arunodev has retired himself out. So we will not see him in action, back in action. And I'm told that he can opt to come back after 5 wickets will have fallen. And there's every possibility that if the UK and India bowlers go about their business as effectively as they have in the past couple of overs, pegging the batters back, stemming the run flow, taking those wickets, there is every possibility, Andrew, that this match might go all the way down to the wire and you may not have an early Saturday back home.
Well, I'll be very happy if that happens. There's always every possibility, but at the moment it's looking a pretty tough call for these guys. They're certainly in a corner.
And Amit Sengupta introducing himself into the attack. Andrew spoke very highly of him in the previous innings. Here to showcase some of his spin bowling prowess, I'm told. And could be another breakthrough giver. Wide delivery gets a thick outside edge. And it's thick enough to go all the way to the fence for a 4. First boundary of this innings for Arjun Prakash. Not a great start to the day with the ball in hand for Amit Sengupta. There was a lot of revolutions imparted to that wide-ish delivery. Would have probably gone on to go outside the tram lines and gotten a wide against his name had the batter not connected. Full toss, second delivery. Play to the fielder as short mid-wicket. Have you seen Amit bowl previously, Andrew?
He bowled last year. We won last year. He can definitely bowl better than that first ball. I was just going to comment as he bowled, please don't let it be a wide. Then I thought it was going to be a wide. And then fortunately Arjun hit it in a way. Because I think Arjun is an extremely promising young man. I think he attends Doon School. And his mother had touted his credentials to us last year. It ended up that both teams were competing for him to play for them this year, and you can see who won that particular discussion. So, but I've known him and his family since I moved here. Amit, of course, is in his day job my press and comms officer, but I don't think I've met anybody more cricket mad and passionate anywhere in my organisation than he. He lives and breathes cricket. He organises various cricket events during the year. We just did a fabulous event about disability in sport with the West Bengal Disabled Cricket Association. He's a great guy. So hopefully he'll warm up with his bowling and try and...
Ooh, he's pulling things back nicely.
Yeah, you see.
Isn't he? Look at that. A boundary to start off his spell and 4 consecutive dots to follow. And the last one looked like a perler. He's bowling from around the wicket, using the angle very well against the right-hander. Was there an edge to that, and is that a missed opportunity behind the stumps? End of the 6th over, and India and UK are 38 for 1.
38 in 6 overs. Arjun 7, 8 balls.
And you were talking about this young kid on the block, Arjun Prakash. Andrew, put your Paul Octopus sort of hat. You're a football man, so I'm using a football reference here. And look into the future. How cool would it be if this young chap goes on to play for the national side, and you can always claim the bragging rights, right? Hey world, the first time I got to see him, or one of the first or earliest times, was actually during this UK in India versus India in UK match.
Absolutely, no, his whole family are here supporting him. His mother and father, and even his sister, although she's sitting looking at her phone most of the time. They're all here, which is lovely to see. And it's always great if you know a young player that ends up doing amazing things. There was a young man who lived next door to me called David Sales, who was in the England under-19s until he got a serious back injury that forced him home. But he still had a very good first-class career with Nottinghamshire. So I watched him grow up, and he did very, very well. So I absolutely relate to that. But the thing with Arjun is, as much as he's crazy about cricket, he's also crazy about football. And he's a big Arsenal fan. And one thing that India needs when it comes to football is a player to make it to the Premier League. You can imagine all of the spin-off benefits of any young Indian that manages to achieve that in terms of all the merchandising and everything. And just as much as cricket has propelled such things globally for India. So, there is that opportunity there with football too, when the right player is found and developed.
Ooh, is that a dropped opportunity? It was spooned into the leg side, took a bit of an edge off the bat of Arjun Prakash. The fielder at short mid-wicket is throwing his head back in dismay, and a lot of disappointment is looming large on his face. A look at the replay here. Just have a look what happened. Was in two minds. Arjun Prakash chipped it into the leg side, and an opportunity, a genuine chance shelled by the fielder at short mid-wicket. Arjun survives and he prolongs his innings. Saurav Pal Chaudhary could have had his second wicket in his third over, but that's gone a begging. Oh, smashed into the leg side, and that will sail all over the rope for the first maximum of the innings. There is the signal. It was a clean strike, hammered into the mid-wicket region, and off it went like a flash. The sound of the bat was so amazing. Clean strike, pure connection. The result, a maximum. Excellent from Kritin Chatterjee. He's showing just what he's got with the bat in hand. Oh, what a delectable looking cover drive this time around along the carpet. Will pick up a 4 this time around. So a 6 followed by a 4. Excellent batting display by this young man, Kritin. Plunked his front foot forward and caressed it through the covers. No fielder in the deep for protection, and it meant the ball had enough legs to go all the way to the ropes. UK and India now definitely in a spot of bother, Andrew.
It doesn't look good at all, does it? But there we are.
It looks like it's the two Gen Z and Gen Alpha representatives in the middle, Kritin and Arjun, both very young, who's causing the undoing of UK in India side led by Amit. who brings himself back into the attack. Can he stem the run flow?
Yeah. Well, I mean, one hopes he had a pretty good last over, apart from the first ball. So we will see what he can do. But it is lovely, as you say, Onisha, that it's two young players that are really in the spotlight in this match, and it was very much the same last year with another young player that's gone on to bigger and better things, and who won it for the UK and India team last year. So I think at the moment the annual fixture, it's been 3-1 in favour of India and UK. And it's looking very much, but for divine intervention, it will become 4.
Amit Sengupta coming around the wicket again. Down the leg again. Another couple of runs added in the form of extras, courtesy of that wide. Remember, wides carry 2 runs in this match, and has been the tradition as well. I'm told last year it was 4 runs of a wide. Ooh, pings his front pad, but was wavered again. There was no connection with the bat on the part of Kritin Chatterjee. Just they scamper over for a single, should be buys, and it is. Darted into the pitch this time around, into the surface. Good comeback on the part of Amit. And you can see him altering his angles and his pace pretty adeptly here, Amit. Into the stumps, batter tries to go leg side, gets a bit of a miscue, and there is some sloppy fielding, unfortunately, in the deep, and it means a boundary has been conceded. End of the 8th over, and India and UK are in touching distance of a victory here. A look at that shot. Wanted to go into the mid-wicket region. Ended up playing it to the fielder at long off. And a misfield ensured the over ended with an unlikely 4.
This is a difference, I think, between a group of players that are playing regular cricket, and have, well, I guess not more than 2.5 months ago finished their season in the UK, and a group of players that, as I've said, probably have only just started practicing for the season here. So this dynamic one has to take into account. Facilities also here have been difficult for them to find, to be able to do their practice. Not that I'm making any excuse, but these are some of the facts. And many of these people are doing jobs that mean it's difficult for them to always be able to attend practice and so on and so forth. As much as those who are directly in our control, we try to help.
Absolutely, Andrew. And without the context that you're providing, it's not fair to assess these performances in isolation. So appreciate that background. And as you rightly said, it's never easy juggling a day job and simply turn up against a more professional set of opposition players and try to get the better of them. So kudos to every single player in the squad of UK and India who have put their bodies on the line to make a match out of this. And as you can see, Ashok Das back into the attack to deliver his second over. Has got what it takes to challenge the batters. He has bowled on the money this first delivery. Back of a length. Crammed the batter for space. No room given whatsoever. Another good delivery. He is angling into the body of the batters. And all the space and room that Kritin and Arjun got in the earlier overs are now wanting. There is nothing to play around with. So you want to go for the big shots, go across the line. and take on my fielders in the deep, says Ashok Das with those very on-target first two deliveries.
Yes, Ashok is again someone we know well. He works 6 days a week as a cook, sometimes very long hours, and I believe he's running off to work after he finishes even this match. So again, it's very contextual, but loves his cricket and was definitely one of the stars of last year's performance. But there you go, there's another six, the second I think in the match, and that target is creeping ever closer.
First six to the name of Arjun Prakash, sent it into the stands. There was a big maximum by this young batter. Flicked it nicely off the hips and over the ropes it went. The fielder stationed at deep square leg could only be a spectator, and looks like after that 14-ball knock of 20 runs, Arjun Prakash is retiring himself.
And I'm just going to send a congratulatory text to his mother.
Excellent. Superb knock from Arjun Prakash. Has played a very important hand here in the 89-run chase that is currently underway by the India and UK batters. He's delivered the fireworks with the bat, and that brings Vishesh Agarwal, the right-hand batter, to the middle. He will join forces with Kritin Chatterjee, who has also made merry on this surface with his own share of batting pyrotechnics. He's made 14 of 16 deliveries. India and UK well and truly in the driver's seat. Again, Ashok Das, who has shown that he's got what it takes to succeed on a surface like this and within the circumstances and the context that Andrew mentioned. He's a cook, works long hours, and after he's done with his duties in the flannels today, he'll be off to making some delicious stuff. A good shot. First up, cut to the fielder at deep point by Vishesh Agarwal. He will be off the mark with a single. And these are the stories, Andrew, that add so much spice, no pun intended, to this match itself. You have the likes of Ashok partaking in this friendly affair.
Absolutely. Yeah, good fielding indeed. Really, I think the UK and India team now are just playing for pride. But again, that's another important virtue of any sportsman or sportswoman.
Speaking of playing for pride, we have amongst us in the commentary box Dr. Debanjan Chatterjee, DC, Dr. Debanjan Chakraborty, I beg your pardon. Debanjan, your thoughts on how things have progressed for your side? You're wearing a blazer from your tennis days, playing for your university. Can you put on your tennis cap and tell us how things might transpire over the next few overs?
Thank you, Anisha, and it's a great pleasure to join my dear friend and colleague, Andrew, here in the commentary box. Today's game hasn't entirely gone our way, and I think it was a good toss to win for the batting side now, India and UK. It's been a huge pleasure for me to have been associated with this venture from its very beginning. So that was 5 years ago when these matches started, and we've been playing here in Eden Gardens for the last 4. And coming back to Eden Gardens is, I think, the friendship that we celebrate through this game is the most important part. And to be able to come here and play in this garden, Eden Garden, which really is almost mythological field for those of us who grew up in the 80s, watching the rise of Indian cricket since 1983, that watershed mark. And I've been coming to Eden Garden since 1982, I think. And it's interesting that it was Keith Fletcher's side, Andrew, when I first watched a test match here. Keith Fletcher came to led our team. I think it was a 4 test match series. I was too young to remember the details, but my childhood idol was Geoffrey Boycott. And I liked batsmen who didn't score much, spent a lot of time in the middle. So it's been a huge privilege. Your memories of your first game of cricket, Andrew?
My goodness me, that's going back a while. I'm not 100% sure if it was my first game of cricket, but there was a match between Somerset and Yorkshire played at Lords. It was some final or other, and back in the day that you would turn up and the people at the front of the queue would be admitted to the ground. So it was that long ago, and Geoffrey, of course, was playing in that match. And Somerset also had some great players back in those days.
Absolutely, they did. Yeah. So and it's our colleague Amit Sengupta, the captain for UK in India, bowling now. He's a very handy bowler.
And I love it, Debanjanda, that we have a hardcore tennis fan and a football fanatic commentating on a cricket nerd, that is Amit. So love this multi-sport conference that we are seeing here at the Eden Gardens at this iconic fixture. And cricket is going to be part of the Olympics, right? So
yes, yeah.
LA 2028.
Yeah. And I think, it's such a privilege to share the commentary box with you, Anisha, because we've been in touch for so long and there are other associations too. But I think you and your colleagues have had a big role to play in terms of cricket now being part of the Olympics. So very well done to you. And tell us a little bit about your own journey as a sports journalist. It mustn't have been easy.
Well, I've had my share of blessings, I think, which has helped me carve a path of my own. Speaking of carving paths, Judajit is clearly doing one for himself in terms of finding the fence, played into the leg side, slightly flighted, flicked off the pads, and it evaded the fielder at fine leg. Off it went for what looks like his second boundary of the innings. He's scoring at quite a high clip, 8 of 3 now. The new batter in, Judajit. Kritin Chatterjee had retired himself after scoring 20 odd. So great sportsmanship on the part of both youngsters, Kritin and Arjun, because both of them, after getting steady starts, decided to go back to the hut and give the other batters opportunities. And this is what we were speaking about, right, in terms of the spirit of this match and what it stands for, the spirit of friendship, camaraderie, not just between the players across both these sides, but also the people, the populace of UK and India.
And I think this particular ground is very important and interesting because there is a strong heritage story around our association here with Bengal Heritage Foundation, with Indo-British Scholars Association, British High Commission, British Deputy High Commission, British Council ourselves. So this is one of the most iconic, oldest cricket grounds in India. In fact, the first painting that depicts a cricket match being played is somewhere in the vicinity of this particular ground. It's a Thomas Daniel painting. And interestingly, it's there is some evidence to suggest that the club T-shirt I'm wearing, Calcutta Cricket and Football Club, that was Cricket Club then, Cricket Club of Calcutta. So that they were one of the parties to that match. So Calcutta has such a long connection with the game. And this year, I would really like to acknowledge the role Andrew played in deciding for women umpires to officiate the game. So this is a real first for us.
Absolutely, and we gave him a big shout out in the previous innings for himself putting his weight behind, getting Binita Roy Maulik and her fellow on-field umpire. And it's important to see role models, female role models, because speaking of this ground, Debanjunda, I would not have been here with yourself and Andrew if I had not seen the West Indies women's cricket team play Australia women in the final of the 2016 T20 World Cup at this very ground on 3rd of April 2016. I saw women who looked like me and played with a lot of panache, a lot of power, and I wanted to carve a journey of my own in the field of cricket media initially and also sport media, and women's cricket became that vehicle for me to find my footing in the industry. It can be a difficult industry for women to maneuver because traditionally there has not been a lot of women role models, say for the likes of say Sharda, Ugra, and a few trailblazers like her, but it was important for me to immerse myself in the situation, in the environment, which is why after watching that match I went on to play a little bit of former competitive cricket here at the Cricket Association of Bengal, but I decided to give it all up in the lure, in the pursuit of a career in sports media, broadcasting, production, writing, reporting, and God has been kind. People like yourself and Andrew has been kind, and which is why I am sharing the commentary box, the mic with yourself, and getting to call a game with two female umpires taking charge of the proceedings.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, and also with incredible female commentator as well here in the box. So a trio of amazing women.
Yeah.
And there's an interesting story, isn't there, Anusha, that Vanita was also instrumental in your own career.
She was my district level coach, and she selected me in the trials after watching and being impressed by my left-hand top order batting.
What an amazing story that is. Hopefully next year you will be able to play for one of the teams. Yeah?
Bring on the WPL team, the Kolkata Knight Riders equivalent maybe, yeah? No, I think I have missed the bus in terms of muscle memory and all of that.
You should be able to play with us in
100%.
this game. Yeah?
Sign me up, sir. I would love to bring on a mixed team at this very event, and I will make sure I open the batting for you and bowl some rubbish leg spin. No, I will not do that. I will stick to left-hand top order batting and impress Andrew and Debanjanda both. Right now it is Judajit who is doing the impressing alongside Vishesh Agarwal. Have the winning runs been scored? Deftly cut away by Vishesh Agarwal, and that seals the deal for India in UK. The handshakes are coming along nicely. The 89-run target has been chased down with a fair bit of ease, and it is India in UK who will lift the trophy on this bright and resplendent afternoon here at the iconic Eden Gardens in Kolkata.
It's been a really great match day out here. A very sunny day, as Andrew was saying earlier today, that unlike last year, which looked like an English morning, today was a typical Calcutta winter morning. So it's again aesthetically, it's such a massive pleasure to just be in this ground. I mean, whether you're playing or watching the game, it's just, we are seated in a dark room calling the game on screen, but outside is just magical.
While I watch this, I want Debanjan to watch this video. So I want to give my congratulations to the winning team, India in UK, and you know, also say how proud I am of the UK and India team. You've heard, if you've been listening throughout, from the background of the players in the UK and India team. Some of them, you know, playing cricket is actually quite a challenge. So you know, I'm very proud of them, and I think, you know, it's a day that none of these young men and indeed the women umpires will forget. For a long time. Neither will it be the case at any of us sitting in the commentary box. And you know, as I've said already, it's been really good to have Anisha here. She's a fine left-hand bowler, batter herself, and I've just shown Dibanjan a video of some of her best shots of the year.
They can't be matched by what we've seen from the likes of Arjun Prakash, Kritim Chatterjee, Judhajit. Credit to all the players from both sides for the spirit they have been able to uphold, and what a fine set of pictures to end up in this conversation with the iconic Eden Gardens bears witness to yet another fixture between India and UK and India, a tradition that has gone on for several years now. And to anyone, to all the viewers who've joined us from across the world, do make sure to keep this tradition, this friendship in your prayers so that it continues to go from strength to strength. A lot of great work is being done along the sidelines of this alliance between the two countries in gender, in environment, in sport. And it takes a village, as they say, to raise a kid. And the kid that is being raised is our society, our societal fabric, which is being strengthened on this occasion through sport. So well done to the organizers, to the British Council, the British Deputy High Commission, Kolkata, to all the sponsors who have joined forces for this amazing enterprise, including IPSA, and long may this alliance, this friendship continue. A very heartfelt thank you to everyone who joined us on the live coverage of this fixture. Stay tuned, do not go anywhere, because we will have the presentation ceremony commencing soon. Lots of awards and prizes to be rolled out, and we will be back with live pictures of those shortly.
That was a great game of cricket, okay, the fifth edition. Players rest. They have not had a chance to eat lunch. So we give time for the players to eat lunch, and then once